back to our next movie and TV review. I am real excited about this one because this movie is probably in my top 10 favorite all time movies, and that is The 13th Warrior, released in 1999, and it was directed by John McTiernan and Michael Crichton. Now, this movie is based off of a book called The Eaters of the Dead. That book was based on journal accounts of an Arab emissary, um, ambassador that was in the northern lands of what we would know to be like Scandinavia and the areas of Denmark and around there. So the movie stars Antonio Banderas. He's our main action hero in there, and he plays as Ahmed Ibn Fahlan. Now, the leader of the Viking Warrior band was played by Vladimir Kulich as Bolvi. Now, something else that's notable about this particular story is that it's widely believed that this is actually a spin off or a different interpretation of the Beowulf legend. And the name Ulvi, which is of the leader of the Scandinavian Viking warrior band, being very, very close in spelling and pronunciation to Beowulf. So now on to the movie. So the movie opens up. Antonio Banderas has been exiled from his home in the Arab countries, and he's been sent north to be an ambassador to the peoples of the north. And he finds himself joining a war band that has been called upon by a king, King Hrothgar, who is having problems with a primal sort of almost like prehistoric people who are attacking their lands, killing the people, killing the livestock, burning the towns and such forth, just making all kinds of mayhem. So they are the Eaters of the Dead. So they travel from the southern areas. They travel up into and they meet with King Hrothgar. King Hrothgar tells them what he's got going on. They always come with the mist, is what the consensus generally tends to be. And so the movie begins to build up on the action as it moves along, culminating in several very, very seriously action-packed action sequences, which make the movie not only enjoyable, but it also does a really good homage to what people think the ancestors actually, how they behaved, how they lived, how their community structures were set up, and forth like that. So, in order to defeat this enemy, they finally find out that they have to kill two people. They have to kill the female leader, which is considered the mother of all of the Wendo, or what they are also called in the movie, the Wendo or the Ven. You have to kill her because she is basically the heart of their people. And then they have to kill their leader, which is the one who wears the horns of power, a massive headdress. And he is their militaristic leader. He's the one who leads all of the raids that they go out. And not only do they kill people, but they also eat them as well. So they are cannibalistic in nature. So they get guidance from an oracle that they have to kill these two people. So they set off on a stealth kind of raid to kill the mother of the Ven. They get in there. There's a brief action scene between Bulvi and the mother of the Ven before he takes her head, but not before she manages to get him with a poison scratch. So he now is at this moment, he's dying. They return back to the stronghold where they were with King Hrothgar, and Bolvi is now, he's starting to die. The poison is starting to course through his veins, but because they only killed the mother, they now come back without the fog to kill all of the rest of them in retaliation for killing their mother. Now, they're building up to the beginning of this huge action sequence, and Bolvi comes staggering out of the hall, dragging his sword along. And this is a very symbolic scene for the Vikings, because they would much rather spend their last few moments And in this scene, you know it's his last few moments. They would rather spend it on their feet fighting for what they believe is good and right and true than is simply dying quietly, sitting in a chair or lying in a bed. So Bullseye wanted to spend his last few moments on his feet fighting, and the action sequence was absolutely insane. It was wonderful. And Bullseye ends up killing the leader of their band, and then they disperse, they run, and we come to the end of the movie. Bullseye dies, and he's given a burial funeral befitting a king, basically. Lots of going on in there. There's also a little bit of romance, but it's not anything that sticks. But all in all, I really love this movie. I enjoy it. I watch it several times over the course of the year. And on a scale, I'm going to rate this one a 10. So 10 for the 13th Warrior. I hope you enjoyed today's segment, and we'll see you on the next review.